Welcome to Ottawa. My name is Alan Priest, and one day I will be Canada's next great Prime Minister. I personally am from Toronto, but what better place to come than Parliament Hill when you're talking about politics? My approach is extremely progressive, and this is what would make me a great leader. Some of my beliefs are right-wing, and some are left. I would shape a balanced Canada. This legislature that you see behind me is based on a single-member plurality system. Each riding from across Canada elects one MP to sit in our House of Commons. MPs represent the values and beliefs of their constituency, yet it has become a common practice as of late for a party leader to expel an MP from caucus for voting with their riding instead of their party. As leader, I would prevent this practice from happening through legislation. MPs should be able to represent their riding without fear of expulsion from their party. On the same topic of government reform, I would like to turn to our Senate. Sir John A. Macdonald once called our Senate a place of sober second thought. The current system, which has been in place since 1867, is one where the Prime Minister appoints members to sit in the Senate based on the fact that they've performed some sort of service for the Prime Minister or the party. This is unacceptable. How does a chamber of 93 appointed men and women provide the sober second thought? Here's my plan. I would constitutionally amend the Senate to allow provincial representatives to hold the seats. They would hold their seat for 4 years with the option of one re-election. This would allow them at most to sit in the Senate for 8 years. Prime Minister Stephen Harper has said that this duration would allow for a senator to preside over approximately 2 majority governments. This will provide a fair and stable examination of laws before sending them to Rideau Hall to be signed off by the Governor General. Now that I have told you my big ideas for the government, which line reform, I would like to take these last few moments to talk about where I stand on the issues. Because as Prime Minister, you do not just have big ideas, but you have to take a stance on the issues. Here is where I stand. Recently, in Ontario, John Tory, in his campaign, introduced the idea of faith-based schooling. It's a bad idea, period. It promotes segregation. The federal government should be working with our provinces to promote public education, which teaches our students tolerance and respect, characteristics necessary for prosperity in modern-day society. Along the same lines, the idea in Toronto of an all-African-American school has been introduced. This is unacceptable. That is moving us backwards instead of forwards. I'm also for a constitutional amendment ensuring equal rights to same-sex partners and same-sex marriage. I know this is a controversial issue, especially with religious groups, but just as it is not the place for government to govern religion, it is not the place for religion to govern our government. Canada is a fair and equal place, and this is why I am for this amendment. It is a value that Prime Ministers like Pierre Trudeau and Lester B. Pearson have fostered, and I would ensure this. I'm also for strong Canada on the world stage. We are capable of doing this. We live in a world where babies die and mothers carry around their lifeless bodies. A world where presidents can expel the Constitution and place the Leader of the Opposition and the Supreme Court Justice under house arrest. We live in a world where monks and citizens can be shot in a push for democracy. Canada needs to take a stronger stance on the world stage, and we can partially do this by taking a larger role in the United Nations. We are fond of calling ourselves peacekeepers, but we rank 38th in the world. This is where I stand. I am progressive. I stand for justice, tolerance, respect, fairness, and equality. And that is why I would make Canada's next great Prime Minister. Thank you.